This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on 39 Dunedin News, while thousands of students are preparing to leave, many are staying behind to our financial benefit. Summer holiday programs are kicking in and one hardy bunch will be completing a reading challenge. And cricketers on both sides are gearing up for a test match, which is expected to be Brendan McCullum's last. Good evening, Dunedin. I'm Rebecca Dupree. Thousands of Dunedin students are graduating this week with a range of qualifications. For many, it means their time in the city is over after years of study. But some are choosing to stay put and develop their careers locally to the benefit of the community.
Reaping the rewards of years of study. Hundreds of University of Otago students have been filling the main street for one of the 6 graduation ceremonies this week. There were plenty of smiles with graduates getting glammed up for the occasion.
I'm really excited. It's a good way to finish off 4 years of study. Yeah, I've really enjoyed it.
This procession featured students graduating with degrees and diplomas in arts, law, music and theology. It's a cause for celebration, but already some graduates are looking forward to a well-deserved break.
I'm heading overseas next week, so I'm pretty excited about that, and then hopefully stay in Dunedin and secure a social work job down here.
A lot of university students leave the city following graduation. While it's something the university is trying to address, some students don't need convincing.
It's a good place to raise families, and there's a lot of need for social workers down here as well, so yeah.
She's staying in the city to continue working with Women's Refuge, applying her expertise in helping locals. Almost 2,000 students will be graduating during the week-long ceremony program, signifying the end of one chapter and the start of another. Ruby McAndrew, 39 Dunedin News.
The Otago Regional Council is taking aim at its district counterpart by opposing a draft plan for the wider city area. The ORC has prepared 2 submissions on the Dunedin City Council's second-generation district plan. As a landowner, the ORC says the plan doesn't represent sound resource management practice. It says the plan won't promote efficient use or development of local resources and is contrary to parts of the relevant government legislation. The ORC's submission as an authority includes almost 50 separate requests for changes, but it also highlights the ORC's support for other sections of the plan. The DCC has received over 1,000 submissions on its draft plan. As schools are winding down for the year, summer education programs are being launched for hundreds of local children. A literacy initiative is being run through the city's public libraries, and staff are also revealing details of some religion-based learning.
In search of a good book, library staff are preparing for hundreds of local children to take part in a summer reading program. It's part of the Dunedin Public Library's educational offering over the holidays.
Well, we've got 2 reading programs going on for adults and children. The one for children is our regular annual reading program, where children are encouraged to set themselves a goal to read a number of books over the summer holidays, and if they achieve that goal, then they get a prize at the end of it.
At the same time, the Central Library is housing a Children of God exhibition. It's highlighting how young people have been taught Christianity through books. The collection was donated by A.H. Reid, and now staff are putting it on show for youth to get a taste of a more grown-up part of the library.
The Reid Gallery is known as a very adult area, I think, in Dunedin. I've always been aware that there's a lot of children's material in this collection, so I wanted to bring a lot of those works to light.
The purpose of the Summer Reading Challenge is to ensure children are using their brains outside the classroom and maintaining literacy skills. They're being encouraged to read as many books as they can over the holidays.
Our focus is the love of reading and enjoyment, but it also has a benefit in that it encourages them to keep practicing, so they don't lose that skill over the long summer holiday, and they go back to school and teachers have fed back to us and said this has been really good because they're not starting on the back foot now. They've not lost that that year's worth of reading.
It's something the public libraries in Dunedin have done before. Staff are expecting 500 children to complete the book challenge before it finishes at the end of January. Annabelle Dick, 39 Dunedin News.
A Dunedin tertiary student faces more than a dozen criminal charges relating to the importation of drugs. The student, whose name is suppressed, has had his case remanded for just over a month. He's next due to appear in the Dunedin District Court on the 12th of January. The 25-year-old was apprehended by police as part of an ongoing operation with customs officials to stem the flow of illegal drugs into the community. He's facing 14 charges relating to the importation and possession of Class A and B drugs, including ecstasy and cocaine. The accused has not yet entered pleas to the charges. Black Caps captain Brendan McCullum is preparing for what is expected to be his last test in Dunedin. The team is in the city ahead of its 5-day test against Sri Lanka, which begins tomorrow, and players are raring to go.
The summer of cricket is kicking off in Dunedin. Black Caps spent the day training at the University Oval ahead of a 5-day test match against Sri Lanka. It's bittersweet for captain Brendan McCullum, with the test set to be his last in the city.
I love playing cricket in Dunedin, as I do many other grounds in New Zealand as well. It's obviously a special place to me. I've had a lot of experiences out here, not just international cricket, but domestic and club and school cricket as well. So yeah, it's something that you'll look back on fondly, but I don't get too sentimental.
The Black Caps captain has been fielding questions about his involvement in the recent Chris Cairns court case. He says the trial was a distraction at the time, but it's time to move on and focus on the test at hand.
There's certainly no excuse for any probably rough performances or you know, the fact that maybe didn't get as many runs as what you like. That's the game that we play sometimes, and yeah, very much moving on now and looking forward to the Sri Lankan test.
For now, McCullum's confident in the team line-up for tomorrow, but there's still one unknown. Neil Wagner and Mark Craig have both been bracketed, and a call will be made in the morning.
You've just got to make sure that the team you're picking, you're not picking for the first day, you're picking for the full 5 days. So we've just got to weigh that up, and whatever option we choose, we're comfortable with.
While it'll be his last series at the University Oval, McCullum still has a few months of international cricket left. The 34-year-old is expected to retire from Test cricket after the home series against Australia in February. Ruby McAndrew, 39 Dunedin News.
Still to come on 39 Dunedin News, emergency management for the Otago region falls into new hands, and we'll find out how stressed you're feeling in the lead up to Christmas.
Season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell menswear, it fits.
Congratulations, you're getting married. Hi, I'm James Morris, wedding celebrant, and it's my privilege and a pleasure to bring you the perfect ceremony for your perfect day. Don't wait or contemplate. Your consultation is free with no obligation. jamesmorris.co.nz.
128 tracks, dynamic automation, dual faders, and totally digital. This is state-of-the-art music production. The SSL Digital Console. You'll find one in the BBC studios in London, another at CBS Studios in New York, and now one at the University of Otago. It's a good reason why our sound now sounds even better. My name is Maddie Parkins Craig, and this is my place in the world.
Take your place in the world.
From rare to the recent, visit the legendary Hard to Find for your quality second-hand books, with the largest stock in New Zealand and a friendly book-loving atmosphere. For good prices, buying or selling, come visit 20 Dowling Street.
At your locally owned and operated Veggie Boys store, we've got fresh produce daily, fruit, veggies and more. Competitive prices are just one of the reasons people come to us in all seasons. Convenient locations and friendly crew, Veggie Boys Dunedin, come try something new. Stores in the north, the south, be our guest, Centre City as well to serve you the best. Daily specials on produce that are hard to beat, all tasty and healthy and all good to eat. Don't forget we've also got your milk, bread and meat. Veggie Boys Dunedin, you're guaranteed a treat.
Granddad loved his family and surfing in that order. He taught me to surf and we spent a lot of time in the water together over the years. When he died, I strapped the camera to the nose of his old board and filmed the paddle out at St. Clair. Gillian's played the video on the big screen at his funeral. Granddad would have loved having everyone come out one last surf with him.
Gillian's Funeral Services, helping families celebrate the lives of their loved ones for generations. Gillians.co.nz.
The team at Caltex North care more about you than just putting fuel in your tank. They care about you and your family. At the Caltex Valley Workshop, the skilled service team care about your safety, extending the life of your car and helping you live more economically. There's a range of modern equipment to give comprehensive warrant of fitness checks and servicing to your vehicle. Come visit your only local in North East Valley and receive 10% off when you book your warrant and service together. That's your friendly Caltex Valley Workshop, 134 North Road, or book online at caltexvalley.co.nz.
Chiropractic care is a drug-free way of sorting out stress and pain by getting your spine in line with body and brain. At Mosgiel Chiropractic and Wellbeing, we provide family chiropractic care. Feel taller, lighter and brighter. Call Mosgiel Chiropractic and Wellbeing today, 484-7272.
Pallet fires are growing in popularity in Otago, with people who want a clean and efficient form of home heating. The sight of a burning flame without the problems of chopping, stacking and carting wood around is a winner. Pallet fires, so easy, so efficient.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
Welcome back. A Dunedin-based game development company is reporting a six-fold increase in one avenue of its business. Runaway director Tim Nixon says during the relaunch of a game called Splash, the number of daily active users rose by 600%. Revenue from the cell phone game is up accordingly. It follows Runaway's move to control its own publishing and marketing. The company is a division of local television production firm NHNZ. It was set up in 2009 and has since doubled its staff, with most working from Dunedin. And on that note, let's take a look at today's markets. The NZX 50 has closed the day up 19 points. It's now at 6,054. The Nikkei is down 174. And to the exchange rates, and the Kiwi dollar is trending down against all the major currencies we follow. A new person is in charge of the Otago Regional Civil Defence and Emergency Management Group. Chris Hawker has shifted from Christchurch to take up the role of Group Manager, and he joins us now to talk about it. Good evening.
Good evening, Rebecca.
What are your main responsibilities in this new role?
The new role's been created to provide strategic leadership and management of the Otago Regional Civil Defence and Emergency Management Group. I know it's a very long title, but Emergency Management Otago, easier.
Who's involved in the group?
The group is led and funded by, or the group is funded by the Otago Regional Council, and the partners involved are all of the territorial authorities for Otago, so Waitaki, Clutha, Central Otago, Queenstown Lakes and of course Dunedin City.
Now you used to work in Christchurch where you set up an emergency management program. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Sure, yeah, I joined the University of Canterbury in 2006, and one of the tasks that I was given as operational head was to look at the resilience of the university and to go through and develop a program that would protect the university and respond in any great event. So we spent 4 years understanding what the risks were, developing the capabilities, preparing for something that we hoped would never happen and unfortunately did.
What did you learn from those earthquakes?
I learnt that there is no cavalry. I learnt that we have to be resilient individually. As communities, we have to be resilient. We were in a situation where, with a population of about 17,000 people on the university campus, we were pretty much on our own, and we had developed our processes to account for that. But for a very large part of the time, we were literally in command of our own fortunes. And we survived quite well because of the preparation that we've done.
What are you hoping to achieve in this new role?
To contribute to the improved resilience of the Otago region. So the work that I'm doing with the partners in the Civil Defence Group, with the Ministry of Civil Defence, with all of the partners involved in this, is to help contribute towards the resilience of Otago. So basically the safety and security of the people of the region.
What are the main emergency and civil defence concerns here?
In Dunedin, it's very much like the rest of the country. We have very much the same sorts of things. We have storms, we have earthquakes, we have landslips, we've got flooding, we have tsunami risk. Every so often Chile sends us a calling card. We suffer from all the same sorts of things. From a regional base, the flooding is probably one of the biggest problems, whether it's weather related or whether it's sea related. It's one of the things that seems to be increasing considerably.
Is climate change affecting emergency management?
It's affecting it insofar as the prevalence of the events are more regular. We have to be more prepared for them, and we have to take the fact that we're going to have to respond to these more seriously.
How can the community become more resilient?
It starts with personal resilience. It starts with our individual ability to look after ourselves, our own families, our friends, and the things that we hold dear. Because, as I said before, there is no cavalry. When something major happens, to a very large degree, you have to rely on your own preparations and on your own wits.
Chris Hawker, Manager of the Otago Civil Defence Emergency Group, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
After the break on 39 Dunedin News, we're on the streets to talk about Christmas stress, and we'll take a look at the local stories making headlines in February.
From the natural forests of New Zealand, Silverhorn sources active Manuka honey, a rich source of trace elements, vitamins, minerals and amino acids to naturally support your health, well-being and an active lifestyle. Buy one 250-gram pot for $34.90 and get a second pot for half price. Silverhorn Manuka honey. Call now 0800 502 402 or order online at silverhorn.co.nz.
The Good All, it's all about our customer care, great food, great coffee and supported by some awesome staff. We think it's very important that the customers when they come in here have a good experience and leave wanting to come back. And I think in a nutshell, that's what the Good All is all about.
The team at Caltex North care more about you than just putting fuel in your tank. They care about you and your family. At the Caltex Valley Workshop, the skilled service team care about your safety, extending the life of your car and helping you live more economically. There's a range of modern equipment to give comprehensive warrant for fitness checks and servicing to your vehicle. Come visit your only local in North East Valley and receive 10% off when you book your warrant and service together. That's your friendly Caltex Valley Workshop, 134 North Road, or book online at caltexvalley.co.nz.
Hedges are something we almost take for granted. A good hedge needs regular maintenance to look its best and to add value and character to your property. For all your hedge care needs, call the team at SGC Services on 0800 783 453.
McClellan Refrigeration is your one-stop shop for heat pumps in Dunedin. We have a range of heating, air conditioning and refrigeration solutions. We also have 20 years experience. McClellan Refrigeration, call us on 477 0088.
Mobility Scooters Otago. Mobility scooters, new and used, electric manual wheelchairs, strollers and walkers. Free home demonstration and delivery. Call Tony on 03 455 2875 or visit our showroom, 211 King Edward Street, opposite Westpac.
Mosgiel Mowers Plus can help you with products to make your garden maintenance jobs easier. Lawn mowers, ride-ons, chainsaws, line trimmers. Sales and service are our specialty. Mosgiel Mowers Plus. Phone 489 3572 22B Gordon Road, Mosgiel.
From rare to the recent, visit the legendary Hard to Find for your quality second-hand books, with the largest stock in New Zealand and a friendly book-loving atmosphere. For good prices, buying or selling, come visit 20 Dowling Street.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Welcome back. Social service agencies are noticing a huge increase in the number of residents needing help over Christmas time. Staff say the festive season puts pressure on many families and individuals who are seeking community support. So with that in mind, our Word on the Street team asked members of the public if they find Christmas stressful.
Not particularly, no. No, I don't. I just try not to get too involved, I think, in the stress part of it.
I tend to look at it as being not stressful, I guess. It's how I see it. I've got 7 children, so I can't afford to let it get to me.
It can be. It's extra things to do, buy presents, get organised for trips, that sort of thing. Keep contact with family. It's just lots of extra time that we don't usually have.
Oh, hell no. It's a great time of the year. Kids around. It's great, yeah. Really enjoy it. Yeah, good for the grandkids. It's great stuff.
I think it is, yeah. It puts a bit of stress on families this time of year, having to, find the money to please everybody, buy the gifts and things. But I think there are ways that you can simplify it as well.
I think it's fun. All the holidays, all the lights come around. Where I'm from, it's all winter, so it's nice and cold and snowy. It's beautiful. I love shopping for people, and it's good spirits.
Yeah. When you're not that close to family, and you've got most of them out of town, and getting to where they are with transport-wise when you can't drive with epilepsy, it's hard.
Yes. With all the shopping we have to do and all the money we got to spend and all the Christmas shopping I have to do for my little sister and the rest of the family, it's quite stressful and kind of really straining on the whole money side of things as well. So.
And I would like to know what was going on in the background of that last shot. Well, it's time now for us to take a look back at what was making the news in February. Cricket fever gripped the city as residents turned out in their thousands to celebrate the Cricket World Cup, and the government pledged additional money to help save Dunedin Hospital.
It was a dry start to the month as severe drought gripped the region. But the Otago Regional Council's plea to government for an official state of drought went unanswered. That was despite staff seeing some of the worst conditions in over 10 years.
This is as dry in some areas as that we've ever recorded. We're looking, when we compare this drought with the 99 drought, which was the last really big one, and what we're seeing is that prior to Christmas it was drier than it was in 99, and currently since Christmas we're sort of tracking the same ways.
Nearly 3 months after Dunedin's Gigatown win, the fastest broadband speeds in the Southern Hemisphere became officially available. But with less than half of the planned infrastructure installed, the city's internet revolution had only just begun.
Getting gigaspeed is not the end, it's not the ambition, it's the way we use it from now on that will really enhance and develop our city's economy and socially as well.
Valentine's Day came early for the Dunedin City Council, as dozens of cards were received by staff. The unusual gesture was led by Oil Free Otago, thanking the council for its divestment from fossil fuels. Health Minister Jonathan Coleman visited Dunedin Hospital while in the city for the Cricket World Cup. His tour of the ageing facility ended with a promise.
There'll be more money for Southern in this budget, as there has been every year. So, over the last 6 years, we've put an average of $500 million into the health system nationally.
Part of the St Kilda surf was turned purple by an international scientist as he was educating high school students about tidal rips. February also saw a 7,000-strong crowd entertained and inspired by a daredevil display of motorcycle stunts. The Nitro Circus team brought their heart-stopping show to Forsyth Bar Stadium, which they had high praise for.
It's awesome being in Dunedin. I mean, this is last time I got to ride a little bit in practice and actually hurt myself before the show, so it's my first time really being able to perform here. It's so awesome that this thing is covered. I mean, you still feel like you're outdoor. We got plenty of room. We don't have to worry about ceiling height. The crowd seems to be coming out, seem to be pumped already, and this is just warm-up, so really stoked.
The month closed in sporting fashion as the city hosted 3 Cricket World Cup matches. Ruby McAndrew, 39 Dunedin News.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on 39 Dunedin News. Thousands of local students are graduating this week, and while some are leaving the city, others are staying to work in the community. About 500 children are expected to complete a summer reading challenge run by public library staff to boost literacy. And the Black Caps are preparing for a 5-day test against Sri Lanka, which is set to be Captain Brendan McCullum's last test in Dunedin. Well, it's time now to find out what's going to be inside Thursday's Otago Daily Times, and Phil Somerville joins us. Good evening.
Good evening. And plenty about the cricket, of course, and what looks like being McCullum's last stand, so to speak. Polytech, architecture, Bachelor of Architecture is being introduced, so that's a big step up from the drafting courses that they've had. Opinion page tomorrow, 3 columnists and one other story, but Joe Bennett, who is in good form and always worth reading. Now Millie Lovelock, she's only 22 and she's written this column about playing music to teenagers and how old she was at 22 and the huge generation gap. I was amused at reading that. And Gina Barreca, an American, about what you do when people ask, can I do you a favour? Wash, Dave Cannon talks about illness, El Nino and the hay fever. He's been suffering this season and he wonders how many others, and is putting it out there to readers.
That's all in tomorrow's ODT. Thank you, Phil. Time now for local weather.
This weather update is proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorn's Manuka Honey.
And here is today's city view. It's taken of the city from Mornington. And around the city at 3 o'clock today, 14 degrees for the central city, 15 at the Gardens, 17 out on the Tyree. To the situation, and a weakening cold front is due in tomorrow. A trough of low pressure will weaken as it moves over New Zealand at the weekend. It is, though, preceded by mild nor'westers. To the forecast for some of the main towns on the lower South Island for tomorrow, sou'westers and some cloud for Invercargill, Gore and Te Anau, all expecting a top temp of 16. And a fine day awaits Alexandra with westerlies and 19 degrees. Fine weather for Queenstown with westerly winds, same story for Wanaka and Twizel. All towns expecting 19, except for Oamaru, 16 degrees there, some cloud and variable winds. In Dunedin tonight, a few showers with an overnight low of 8 degrees. Tomorrow, showers clearing with sunny periods increasing during the day. Cool sou'westers will die out and they'll be replaced by nor'easters in the afternoon, going for a high of 16. And on Friday, mostly fine and sunny with nor'easters, 19 degrees. Into the Otago Pallet Fires tidal and fishing information. Low tide tomorrow morning is at 10:30. High tide follows at 4 o'clock. And fishing conditions look reasonable tomorrow afternoon, especially around 20 past 12. And that's all from the team here at 39 Dunedin News for Wednesday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.